started with 2 lakhs rupees, and that included our registration cost and the first laptop that we bought for Basata. And we started with that 2 lakhs, and now we are doing 2.5 crores annually. We used to go from, I was living in Noida at that time, we used to go from Noida to Rohini to look for manufacturers and doing all of that on Scooty. So nothing fancy, no business background, no connections here in Delhi, nothing at all, living in a rented apartment. But I had that willingness, I had that zeal in myself, I can do it, and now it's been just growing and growing.
I think for me, biggest validation that I get from is myself. Parents initially मेरे खुश नहीं थे कि मैं crowd कर रहा था.
My father would be my inspiration. I promised my dad I want to get a car for him by the end of the year. So he had that courage, he had that trust in me. And he said, if you want to start something, you can do it right now as well. Go for it. I'm here for you. And that's just how, it started. My father will say is that, give all the stress to me. I'm here for it. You do whatever you're doing. I'm here for everything.
I think the floor is yours. Just give us a brief introduction of what you do.
Okay. So I'm this brand called Basata. It's been 4 years, and I recently turned 25, and I've been stressing about it, and I felt like I'm turning so old, and life is ending, this and that. But these days I realized, okay, it's just beginning of it, and हमारा revenue अभी as Ritesh is saying, we're doing 20 lakhs a month, 20 to 25 lakhs a month, and it's a bootstrap company. We started with 2 lakhs rupees, and that was I took it from my dad, and that included our registration cost and the first laptop that we bought for Basata. And we started with that 2 lakhs, and now we are doing 2.5 crores annually. So we have come a long way, and I hope we just keep on growing. I'm working towards achieving more goals and keeping the target higher and higher every month. So I think we'll get it.
I think it's बात होता है. I think it takes a vision. 25 साल की उम्र में अगर आप महीने का 25 लाख रुपए कमा रहे हो, I mean nothing could have been better.
Yeah, I mean everyone is doing, but for me, honestly, I always say that I'm from Lucknow, but honestly, there's this small town in Lucknow called Jagdishpur. So I'm from that town, Jagdishpur, and for me, Lucknow was also a big city that we used to go to on Sundays, and when we used to have birthday celebrations and everything. And from there, coming to Delhi, I came here for my college in Delhi University, and I was just persistent that I want to get into DU Papa. I have no idea which college is anything at all, but I was sure that I want to get into DU, and I want to get out of Lucknow and these things. So from Jagdishpur to sitting here right now, this is a crazy moment for me. I'm really happy about it. So there are some instances where you feel like, okay, you have achieved something. So this is one of them, and thank you so much, Ajitesh, for
It's an honor.
giving me that.
हमारा honor है that you are here. And I think this journey sharing, I think, is something which all of us are very keen to hear. But for us, how did we meet? So I think one of Crowd's strongest partner, LSR. So वहाँ पे Shruti was there, Banvi was hosting Founders Forum, and we just happened to meet, and then we clicked, and we just connected outside that event.
Yeah.
So I think life takes us a long way.
Yeah.
And my father is from Lucknow, so I'm half Lucknow ka banda. We bonded over that. But I get it, of course. But I think, Shruti, let's go towards how you started your journey, because when we were having a chat, you were in DU. Of course, everyone around you is seeking corporate jobs. The culture is there, and I'm still saying you're an average of 5 to 6 people who you spend the most time around. So for you, who was that inspiration who nudged you to start something of your own? Why was it the case that you started Basata?
Yeah. So I never thought that I would run a business. I was in my 3rd year when I started Basata, and I was preparing for my 6th semester, and COVID was also going at that time. So everything was online, and all of that scenario was going on. At that time, I just shared it with my father that, Papa, I would want to start a business. After some time, I would like to save up some money and just start something on my own later on. And somehow I still don't believe it. He had that courage, he had that trust in me, and he said, if you want to start something, you can do it right now as well. like, go for it, I'm here for you. And that's just how, like, it started. So my father would be my inspiration, like, and I'm not from a business background. My father works in IT sector, and he's a very hardworking person. He's always given his 100% in his job. So I've no clue about, like, businesses and all. And to see that trust in me and to explore something out of our comfort zone as a family as well, that was a big thing for me. And that responsibility, I think, that motivated me to do better and better every day. So we just like, as soon as he told me, I, like, he gave me a green signal, and I was like, yes, let's do it. So, like, in my third year, while also preparing for MBA, I was also doing that. And then we just thought, okay, let's just do it. And we used to go from, I was living in Noida at that time, we used to go from Noida to Rohini to look for manufacturers, and, like, doing all of that on scooty. So nothing fancy, no business background, no connections here in Delhi, nothing at all, living in a rented apartment. But I had that willingness, I had that zeal in myself that, okay, yeah, I can do it. And now it's been just growing and growing. And I'm just very, very thankful to my father that he showed that trust in me. And because of him, I'm here, and because of my family who really supported me. And I, like, to this date, if ever I am stressed out, because I do take a lot of stress, Ashutosh knows that. So if ever I'm stressed out, the only thing my father will say is that, give all the stress to me. I'm here for it. Like, you don't have to take any stress in life. Like, you do whatever you're doing. I'm here for everything. So yeah, he has always been an inspiration.
So I think Talia and her father.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think,
Definitely.
absolutely. So I'll just share this journey. So मैंने अपने mom dad से, अब जैसे crowd जब हम इंडिया ला रहे थे, तो of course whole company restructuring was going. I started becoming the majority stakeholder. So I was the driver of this whole company in India. पैसे तो थे नहीं मेरे पास, तो मैंने मम्मी पापा को बोला कि देखो थोड़ा पैसा लूँगा, मैं लौटा दूँगा, मतलब मेरे को थोड़ा भरोसा करो. Of course एक प्रेशर होता है सर पे कि यार मैं लौटा पाऊँगा कि नहीं लौटा पाऊँगा. तो मम्मी ने एक चेक काटा मुझे 5 लाख का, एंड देन बीच बीच में 2-2 लाख देती रहती थी. बट मैंने फिर बोला कि हमें देखो वैसे रिटर्न तो दे दूँगा आपको, बट थोड़ा वेट करो. आई थिंक 8-9 महीने लगे कंपनी को ट्रांजेक्शन करने, बट मैंने वो 5 लाख का आई थिंक इनका 1 करोड़ बना दिया है आज, आई थिंक. एंड होपफुली आई थिंक अगर रहे कृपा सबकी, तो 4 महीने में आई वॉन्ट टू मेक क्राउड 100 करोड़ कंपनी. लाइक आई थिंक अगर जितने लोग यहाँ बैठे, अगर इन सबका विश्वास, आश्वासन और भरोसा रहा, तो क्राउड विल बिकम दैट. बट आई थिंक वॉट यू सेड कि ओनली पॉसिबल है जब आपके अपनों का भरोसा हो आप पे. आई थिंक इफ दैट इज नॉट देयर, देन आई थिंक इट डिफीट्स द होल पर्पस. लाइक बिकॉज ज़िंदगी में हम जीते ही, मतलब हमारी बहुत सारी ज़िंदगी उनके लिए डेडिकेटेड है, बिकॉज इट्स कल्टिवेटेड थ्रू देयर एक्सपेक्टेशंस. बट व्हेन यू टुक योर first check for your company from your father, what was the pressure like? Like, was the pressure heavy or was the pressure liberating?
So if I think about it right now, like, I have a lot more pressure right now. At that time I was like 21. So I thought that I have a lot of time, like, I can do this. And, like, Basata thankfully really took off. Like, within like a few months I was able to, like, within the same month we were able to cover that cost and make profits as well. So I was really happy at the, like, cloud 9 that, oh wow, Papa, see what I've done. And he was also so happy. He was like, okay, this is the best investment.
Yes.
Investing in Basata. So yeah, at that time the pressure was not very heavy. But now, because also we were a very small business, and right now as well we are just growing. But at that time I was operating from my home office. There were no liabilities, there was no fixed costs as such. And right now we have employees, and we have this big office, and, like, we have our in-house manufacturing. There are, like, legit things that we have to take care of. There are, like, high amount of bills. So right now the pressure of everything, like, pressure of meeting their expectations is relatively much higher. But also the confidence has also increased with that. Now I really know that, like, within some time, like, I promised my dad I want to get a car for him by the end of the year. So, like, yeah. So these are the things, this is the confidence that I've gotten from the pressure that, that came with their expectations. But yeah, I think that is needed as well. You need some sort of pressure, but thankfully my parents have been so kind to me that it has never been negative. It has always been a positive pressure. So yeah, I'm happy about that.
Very good to hear. So, of course, we do take certain qualities from parents. Like, if let's say I'm diplomatic, very diplomatic, I take it from my mother. If I am, little banya type, I take it from my mother. She's not a banya. But if I'm taking something which is about, vision, discipline, hard work, I think that I've taken from my dad. मैं अपनी बड़ाई नहीं कर रहा, but जितना भी थोड़ा बहुत है, I've taken it from them. So let's say if you were to be a parent, and let's say the next 10-15 years जब भी आपको बनना है, what are the 3 qualities you would take from your father, and what are the 3 qualities you take from your mother, and why?
Okay, very interesting. So I think from my father, I would really take his discipline and his I'll just go one by one. So my dad is 55. Every day he wakes up at 5 a.m. He does his yoga, he goes for a walk, he takes his medicine on time, he's very particular about what he eats, and he always the solution to everything according to him is waking up early. But yeah, I did follow it. Recently I started waking up early and it actually did help. The discipline it provided, I started going to office earlier, and it was just overall everything was better in my life. So yeah, waking up early is just one part of it, but yeah, that provided a good start to my day, and I was just feeling better about myself that okay, yeah, I'm doing things on time, and I'm not lagging behind and all of these things. So yeah, discipline is one thing that I would really take from him. Second is kindness. My father is somebody who is not cunning at all. Anybody can scam him. But yeah, also in a good way that he always sees good about in others, and always he always promotes helping other people and doing the right thing. And if you're doing the right thing, it will come around and you don't have to worry about other things. And the third I would really take from him is how his perception towards life is always positive. So there was a time period in our Papa was switching his job, and we shifted from Lucknow to Gujarat, and there was language barrier, and from 14 years of working at one same job to shifting to Gujarat, it was not a very smooth transition, and his health was also not doing so great. But after a certain point, after meditation and all of these things, now if you talk to him, he's the happiest person alive. 5 minutes of talking to him and I know I can do anything in life. Just understanding that what is the actual point of life, that my father has really provided the vision for it. And yeah, that is something I really want to take from him. And when it comes to my mother, from my mother I would really take that okay, you should be a little cunning. That is something she always keeps on telling me, because she is fed up of me and my father always falling for good words and all of these things. And Ajitesh and I were also talking about it, how we need to be a little cunning if we are running a business and all of these things. So yeah, that is something I need to learn from her. And second is understanding the actual point of life, and that your work is not your whole life. Obviously you are very motivated as a person and you want to achieve great things and all of that, but you cannot let it consume you. There's a life outside of it as well, which is your family, your hobbies and all of these things, and you need to learn how to balance everything out. I was at a point 2 months back where I was just so consumed by work, I was not able to focus on anything else at all. I would just keep on thinking about work, and it was stressing out me really bad, and my health was deteriorating and all of these things, so nothing was really helping. And then my mother spoke to me and she was like, Shruti, you need to get yourself together, and this is not okay, and it is stressing out everybody around you as well. So that is when I realized that okay, you need to have a life outside of work as well. You need to balance your stress somewhere else as well. So I started playing badminton. I started meeting my friends more often and all of these things. And I'm realizing that it really has helped me with work as well. I'm able to focus better during my work hours because of how I've balanced things out. Because continuously just working and stressing about one thing which you don't really have a lot of control on, it doesn't really help. It's better to just ease your mind, come with a fresh perspective, and focus better on your work. And the third one would be always being extremely soft spoken and kind to everyone. That is something that I would take from both of them. There and yeah, like fourth one would be always being supportive towards ambitions of others and not discouraging them.
No, no, I
So
think
yeah.
that's very, it's a great answer because the reason why I asked this question is because if I asked her what makes a difference in her life, she would be very diplomatic and कि मैं तो हूँ ऐसे ही मतलब चल रहा है. But the thing is, you do take a lot of things from your parents, and once you have such a big influence of them in your life, these are the things which make you you. And I think this, when scaled at large, I think this is what you will pass to your next generation.
Yeah.
So I
I
think
hope.
kudos to them. And I think what I learned from Dr. Ritesh Malik, I went to him and I think I just asked him one day that, sir, like, when do you think, because I have this fire in me कि करना है, I have to do something. There's this hunger, भूख है एक, but how do you know when to stop? So he said a very beautiful thing, stayed with me still. He said जब आपकी mental health, जब आपकी physical health और जब आपके रिश्ते sacrifice होना शुरू हो जाए, समझ लेना कि आप कुछ गलत कर रहे हो. So mental health is my fine. I think it's fine. Physical health is also fine. रिश्तों में I think I'm very social outside my family, but I think in family I need to be a little more social. I always get that, but I think that's something which is a little flawed in me. But of course, there's this thing, blood is always thicker than water. And I have both perspectives. But yes, family is that one set of people who are with you when no one is there.
Yeah, totally.
Yes, but also at the same time, when we say blood is thicker than water, there are two perspectives. So the second perspective is that जब हम खून की बात करते हैं, खून की ज़रूरत तब होती है जब आप एक प्रलय में होते हो, जब आपको उनकी एक्चुअल ज़रूरत होती है. बट पानी वो चीज़ होती है जो आपको रोज़ चाहिए. सो वो आपके दोस्त होते हैं. अगर आपके दोस्त जिंदगी में 3-4 सही, जैसे मेरा सौभाग्य है कि यहाँ संचित है, भरत है, आयुष है, एंड फ्यू अदर पीपल आर हियर, लाइक दे आर द वंस हु हैव बीन विद मी, who I can share, who I can be vulnerable with. Maybe I cannot be vulnerable with my parents, but I can be with them. So I think a balance of both is just the miracle of life. And if you have these two things sorted, I think it's it's a wonderland.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. Your friends are really important. Like Pooja, right here. She's my best friend. We have known each other for like 10 years now. And she is the first person I told Basata ka idea about, and
Oh.
we discussed the name together, in fact. And when I uploaded my first post on Basata's official page, we were like, okay, now there's no going back. Okay,
Yes,
it's
yes.
done now. Everybody knows now. You have to do it. And she has always been very, very motivating. And I remember this one thing she said that, Shruti, I know, I have a feeling that Basata is going to be so big. So I know you're stressed out right now, but I know, and everybody around you, they know it, that you're going to go crazy, and it's going to be great. So just don't give up ever, and we are with you. So those are the things, at that moment you don't really intake it as much because you're already stressed out, and you keep on hearing these motivating lines, and it's like everybody keeps on saying this, it's just not helping. But after that, once you are feeling a little better and you think about these things, and then you realize, okay, yes, they're right. Obviously they are seeing something in us and they trust us, and we are just not able to see it yet, and it's just fogging our vision because of the workload and responsibilities and all of those things. But yeah, we need to go outside of that and believe in ourselves, and I think friends really do that.
Yes.
So yeah.
One last question on my side. What's your biggest regret in life?
Biggest regret. Okay. So as a 25-year-old, thankfully I don't have a lot of regrets right now. But biggest regret. I think sometimes I'm still skeptical about this. Like, I'm not really sure of the answer, but I do sometimes feel that I could have, done my MBA. And that's a big opportunity cost, and that will always be a question mark. Could be, not be, but it's not really any regret. I'm very happy with what I'm doing in my life, and I wouldn't want it any other way. But yeah, it will just be, I wouldn't call it regret, but a question mark, that okay, what if I just did something entirely different, doing MBA and then going for a big fancy corporate job.
Yeah.
And like we guys were talking about that day, that having a fancy office,
Yes.
big ass office, that is something that these are these little things. Sometimes you just crave that okay,
Yeah.
you're just going into your fancy office and all of these
true.
things. And as startups, it takes time, building that office where everybody is coming dressed up properly and all of these things, that takes time. But yeah, that's what we are rooting for, and it will happen definitely.
Slowly and steadily, but yeah. But I think now I'll open the floor to questions for Shruti. Any questions we have here? Yes, Anchit.
It's a question for both of you. How do you draw validation from your work, and what does it diploma make them?
So honestly, it's very difficult. Me as a person, I'm always into this self-doubt. Am I doing good? I question myself all the time. But there are these little things, for me, since I run a clothing business, so little reviews from our customers, when you are having a hard day and they're uploading this nice reviews and all of that, that really helps. I had this customer who spoke about her body image issues and all of these things, and how Basata really helped her and all of those things. When you see that trust, that okay, you're actually helping people feel good about themselves, those things, they really hit us off. And these little things that comes from my family, we recently hit 92K on Instagram. So my mother keeps a track of it, and she every time it's at 91, 80K, she'll keep on sending me WhatsApp messages with all these crazy emojis, clapping and flowers, chocolates and all of those things. And that just really motivates me a lot, that okay, I'm doing something better. And obviously when it comes to finances, having these targets and meeting them every month, and that month on month growth, that really motivates you to do better. And Malik sir also said that you have to have a long-term vision. So yeah, now it's just that I'm trying to focus more on my 5-year plan instead of that 1-month plan, because that also gets it is fluctuating, really fluctuative. So as a business, I cannot expect my graph to go like this. It's always like this. In 5 years it will be like this, but if you compare annual, it will always be like this. So yeah, you have to motivate yourself. Honestly, as a business owner, it's all on you, and yeah, your friends always help. Yeah.
I think for me, the biggest validation that I get from is first myself. The reason, I'll tell you why. Because for me, the problem that we are trying to solve at Crowd, am I bothered by that? And being the founder, am I really bothered by that? And if I'm trying to find a solution of it, that is the biggest validation until I find the solution. So I think as you start up, for me, that has been that one case. That's why I started working with Crowd and then turned into a CEO and founder. That is one, but I think second is the team. Because what you're building, if it resonates with the people who are working for you, that is something which sets the precedence. Okay, does that vision get shared by 20, 30, 40, 70 other people? If it gets done, for me, that is a validation. Because just then, अगर मेरे को यश आके बोले कि यार अजितेश हमें समझ में नहीं आ रहा बना क्या रहे हैं, गोरेश आके बोले हमें पता नहीं क्या बना रहे हैं, that is the loss. That is for me loss of validation. But once they are happy, once they get traction, and then they're convinced that what you're building is something which is powerful, that is something which is the second biggest source of validation. And then I think for me there's a hierarchy. I look at investors then, because they've put their hard-earned money with us. So for them, the vision which we're building on, does it resonate with them? Yes, great. If not, can I convince them for the gap that we are trying to fill? So that is the third big thing. And fourth, I think fourth is I am putting it fourth parents because parents initially मेरे खुश नहीं थे कि मैं crowd कर रहा था. हमेशा मैं civil services में ले जाना चाह रहे थे, and of course I have an inkling कि this is an exciting because I learn a lot about my nation. But irrespective, yes, if they are happy seeing what you are doing, and अगर let's say मान लो कहीं article आया newspaper में, अगर मैं हल्का सा share भी कर दिया ना WhatsApp group पे, that is validation for me. So I think ये 4-5 चीज़ें which is the hierarchy of validations in my life.
Already, I would I would really like to add something. So, when you're asking about validation, for 2.5 years we were operating from our home office. So I still live in a rented apartment in Delhi. So since I'm not from Delhi, so in that 3 BHK apartment, one room, the smallest room was dedicated to Basata, and we used to pack there, and everything used to go on there. And from that to now having a big office with proper employees coming in, from moving from outsourcing to in-house manufacturing, and seeing it daily, it doesn't hit you daily, but once you sit and count your blessings, and then you're like, okay, last year I was in a home office, and right now I have my own cabin and I have people working for me. So that is a really great feeling, and it's really motivating.
15-20 master एक ही गए उसमें. But any other questions for Shruti, guys? Yes.
It's online or
Yeah, so we have a website. We have our own website, www.basata.co.in, and but right now we are also trying to get into marketplaces. That is something we're still skeptical about. But we would also like to start our store, these one-on-one stores in a rented place like Broadway, you must have heard. So, getting into that, and all the sales right now is through Instagram, and that takes us to our website, online, and we run ads on Meta and Google. That's how we get our sales. Yeah.
my cellular of the book?
Abhi bhi diya hai. Yeah. So right now, हमारा inorganic sales would be around 60%.
Inorganic. Wow.
Yeah, inorganic, and organic would be 40%. So
That's
organic
really
is
impressive,
when you're directly connected
Yeah.
with the audience,
Yes.
and that is we really want to increase that, because you're not spending any money there. Right now, our 30% cost is going into this
Yeah.
inorganic advertising. So we would really like to cut down that cost and focus on organic advertising, and the only way of that is putting myself out there, and events like these,
Yeah.
and interacting with your audience. That is just free sales for you.
Yeah.
So that is something we really need to expand on. But right now we are more dependent on Meta and Google.
But still, guys, 40% is really impressive organically because I know brands are generating 90% sales, 90-95% sales
Yeah.
through inorganic
Yeah,
means. So,
and for good 3 years we didn't run any ads at all. It was entirely organic.
yeah.
So last year only we started running ads on Meta. So first 3 years it was all organic.
Wow.
Whatever, me myself talking to customers and all of those things, and engaging them on our posts, Instagram, and all of that. That's it. Last year only we started our inorganic marketing.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Rupal had a question. Is Rupal here? She, I think, left for washroom. Yes, please.
My question is, what triggered you to go into the apparel industry at large? And the second part of it is, how did you go through the initial challenges of the apparel industry being, how do you source the fabric, from where do you get the shipping done, all of that?
Great. Okay. So what really triggered me was I was always very interested in fashion. I remember I used to dress up so much even for going outside to play. And Mama used to be like, "Oh, why are you dressing up so much? You just have to play kho-kho and all of these things." I used to be like, I'm dressing up for myself. I really enjoy it. So I was always very interested in fashion, and that's how I got into fashion. Other than that, about the initial challenges. So initially we checked up for manufacturers on IndiaMart. and that's how we got our first few leads. From there, we had to like obviously explore a lot of options. We went to Rohini, Noida, Greater Noida, Vijayanagar, and all of these things. We gave samples to them. We gave our designs. They had to make their first samples. उसकी fitting वगैरह हम लोग try करते थे. And the one we really liked, we would go ahead with them. The one major problem at that time was the MOQ. Because we were starting out, we cannot give like 100 ka MOQ and all of these things. Our MOQ was just 20. That is like we had extra small to large sizes, so 5 each. So with the smaller MOQ, a lot of manufacturers weren't ready. They wanted higher MOQ because that's obviously beneficial for them. So figuring all of that out was a bit challenging. But yeah, it's all a part of the process. You start and you start finding ways on our own, and first we started, our first manufacturer were in Model Town, then we shifted to Malviya Nagar, and after that we realized that the best thing, if you really want to grow and you want to expand a lot, you want to have more variety, you have to start your in-house manufacturing. And that is the step. We saw this opportunity last year and we just took it. And now that really helps with when it comes to sampling, because when you're outsourcing your products, it's really difficult to create new samples every month. And if you're in this industry, it's always important to stay with the trend, and it keeps on changing. So if you're not manufacturing, let's say at least 10 to 15 samples every new collection, like every month, new products, then you will lag behind. So if right now it's June is going on, I need to start working, my winter collection is ready, I need to just shoot it, so I need to be ahead of it. I need to plan how am I going to manage this Navratri and Diwali time, because that is the time for Western wear the sales dip, because these marketplaces, Myntra and all, they come with this high budget where they're putting in 1 crore a day, and us we can't compete with that at all. So the whole market is shifted, and people are buying ethnics and all of that, so we have to be very prompt with these things. So that helps when you have an in-house manufacturing unit. You cannot depend really on outsourcing products in certain dynamic situations. So yeah, these are the challenges.
Nicely answered. Any other questions we have for Shruti? Okay.
Cool.
Then I think Shruti, it's our time. And I think let's for the last little talk with Vishesh sir. But yeah, guys, we'll wrap it up quickly.
Thank you so much.
But thank you so much, Shruti. It's been an honor. Thank you.
Thanks, Ali.
Thank you. It's an honor, and I think